Hello guys, we got a big 13-game NBA slate for Wednesday, December 23rd. A lot of games, so hopefully, there's going to be some really good value because there are a lot of good studs that we're going to try to fit in. Looking at the slate the night before, point guard James Harden, 10.4K. You can never go wrong with him, but I think that Luka Doncic is just going to be the best play, best spend up overall for all positions here. He's going to be playing without Luka or without Kristaps Porzingis, so it's going to be even more usage for him. This game's actually got a 237 total with only a 1 point spread, so Vegas thinks that's going to be one of the best or the best game environment on the entire slate of basketball for this day. So Luka 10K is just too cheap. We were used to seeing him at 11, 12K with Porzingis out. This is way too cheap. He's got really 70, 80 point upside here. Other guys that I'm going to mention, I'm not going to mention everyone because there's so many guys, but Damian Lillard 9K, also someone with big time upside, but this is a pretty good defensive team against in the Jazz, and I just rather pay up for Luka. Ben Simmons is great as well. Wizards, we always want to target the Wizards because they have a good offensive team, especially this year. Last year, they weren't even this good, but they were able to keep a lot of games close. So here, I think that there's a chance that they could keep this game close, and it's going to be a lot of just fast-paced play. It's going to definitely benefit all these Sixers. John Morant, 8,400. He looks fine as well. This is actually a very great game environment. A lot of people think of the Spurs and the Grizzlies as these gritty teams that play really slow defensive teams, but really both of these teams are not that great defensively anymore. They actually play pretty fast. So 8,400 is a fair price for Ja. Other guys, SGA 7,500 against the Rockets. This is just going to be his show. The Rockets are still should be a pretty solid team in the playoffs as long as they don't trade Harden. SGA is going to have an insane usage rate, probably 30% plus for the season. And I mean, he's probably going to be like close to a 9K player by the end of the season based on the way that he played last year. This is a spot where I'm not going to be scared of. Houston, their defense has never been that great, and he's just going to have all the opportunity in the world. Other guys, D'Angelo Russell 7,200 against the Pistons. This could be a blowout, but right now it's only projected to be a 5 point spread in favor of the Wolves. There's going to be probably less assists for D'Lo with Ricky Rubio in town, but still he's going to have the ball a lot in his hands along with Cat, so the scoring is still going to come from Russell and Towns. Russell definitely has an upside, but not going to be a core play, just someone to note. And then Fred VanVleet, 6,700. Same with Kyle Lowry, 7,100. These two guys are going to be in one of the best spots on the slate against the Pelicans, who play really fast, but defense just isn't their strong suit. The Raptors are going to be playing in Florida, though, so it's not going to be the home court advantage, but that's not going to really matter this year with a lot of fans being, or a lot of arenas without fans. And these guys are just too cheap. We've seen them be closer to 8K, sometimes even over 8K. And this is a great matchup for both of them, for really all the Raptors. And going down, Kobe White, 6,500. It's a good matchup, but he's someone that could definitely go cold. I'd rather go to Zach LaVine. And the situation with the Hornets is kind of a mess. Like, the minutes are going to be spread out. All these guys are, like, they can shoot, but they don't really shoot a good percentage. So if they can't really shoot the ball well that particular night, they're going to be busts. Malcolm Brogdon, 6,200. Not a great game environment, but it is the Knicks, and Brogdon's someone that is able to contribute in a little bit of everything. So there's some triple-double upside. He used to do that, especially at the beginning of the last season. But 6,200 is definitely too cheap for him. And Dejounte Murray, 5,600 against Memphis. Derek White is out, so he does get a boost. Not a whole lot because they used to play alongside each other. But still, this is someone that also contributes across the board. If you just look at his stats, he's very good with assists, obviously, because he's a point guard, sharing it with DeRozan. But he's someone that definitely can rebound really well, and he can score. He's not known as a shooter, but he just contributes all across the board. And looking a lot cheaper now, we're going to look at Darius Garland's 4,100 against the Hornets. He's not, anything exciting, but he does play pretty good minutes. He's a young player that is going to have a lot of opportunity along with Sexton. Kevin Love is going to be out, so there's actually a lot more usage that opens up. And so Garland, he's someone that is pretty scoring dependent, but he's also really cheap, 4,100. So you're going to be able to get the value pretty easily. It's just, can he do more than 5, 6x, because this is a big slate where we need a lot more than just 5x. And then Jeff Teague, he is 4K, probably going to be starting. It's a very tough matchup, probably going to be guarded by Drew Holiday, but just being a point guard for still a very good team in the Celtics with Kemba Walker out, he definitely does have some assist upside. He has a really low floor, but this game should be pretty close. It is the Bucks, tough matchup for the Celtics, but Celtics are a very good team themselves. So Teague, he was able to play closer over 30 minutes. 4K, it's definitely way too cheap for him. And then Killian Hayes, 3,900 against the Wolves. He didn't have a good preseason at all, but it is important to note that he is probably going to get the start at point guard, and he has all the opportunity. They've said that this is going to be his show. It's his job to lose. Derrick Rose will come off the bench, but Hayes should be able to get a whole lot of playing time. So a starting point guard, 3,900 against the Wolves, nothing to be scared about with Rubio and D'Lo guarding him. Take some shots on him in tournaments. Shooting guard, Zach LaVine, 7,900. I like him over all the other Bulls because this is the Hawks. This should be a close game, and this is still LaVine's team. He's got all the upside in the world. He's a very much improved three-point shooter. He has some playmaking ability now, and he's just someone that can rack up the points with ease. He can get hot, and then he becomes pretty unguardable, actually. So his price is very much in play. And Jaylen Brown, 6,700 against the Bucks without Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker now. He's going to be like the second option. So there's definitely a whole lot of upside with here. And with the Bucks being a team that definitely makes teams want to beat them outside, they protect the basket. So it sets up well for Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart even for 3-point shots. Just going to be a lot more volume for them. And going down, Victor Oladipo, 6,100 against the Knicks. He's going to be very low owned. It's just someone that has upside. I'm play mostly tournaments, so this is what I look for. Oladipo is someone that if he's able to have a good game, we've seen it in the past. He's healthy now, and 6,100 is definitely a price tag where we can get him for like a 50-point game. If that happens, he's going to be a very great play. Small forward, DeMar DeRozan, 7,500 or 7,300 rather. He's someone that he doesn't take threes, so we don't have that, but he's someone that still is a very good fantasy player. Nothing he's not flashy or anything, but this is a very good matchup. It's a very fast-paced environment, also just good matchup in terms of like the defense. And we just know DeRozan as someone that's always being consistent, going to be pretty good with his like field goal percentage, going to take smart shots, rebounds, assists well as well. Jaylen Brown, already talked about him. Gordon Hayward's okay, but I'm not sure. Like he's probably not going to be 100% healthy. And looking for value at this position, I think got to talk about Jeremy Grant, 4,700. He wanted to join the Pistons because he wanted a more offensive role. And he should be able to get it. He should be able to get double-digit shot attempts. And again, the Wolves are nothing to be scared about for defense. He's someone that we know as a good defender. He's going to be a good rebounder. Not too much with the assists, but if he's able to take shots, gets them to fall, 4,700 with his defensive ability can get you to 30-plus DraftKings points. And someone at the minimum, probably not going to play a whole lot of him, but Dwayne Bacon, he's going to start for James Ennis. It is a tough matchup in the Heat. Very tough environment overall, going to be low scoring, but he is the minimum. So if you're looking for like a starter with a 3K price tag, he's going to be in play. He's probably going to be the best guy for you. Power forward, Giannis, don't need to tell you to play him, 10.2K. Boston's a tough defensive team, but still, it's the MVP. You know what you get with Giannis. He can do everything on the court. One of the most productive players in the league. 10.2K is just too cheap. And then Jason Tatum, other side, 9.2K. Without Kemba, he's going to have to take more usage. And yes, Giannis probably going to be guarding him, but we know he's going to be a superstar. If not, he already is. And it's just going to be a lot of opportunity, usage, volume that's going to definitely get him over value. He should be able to, as long as he doesn't get hurt, foul trouble, all that. Pascal Siakam, 7,600, probably going to be low owned. There might be some foul trouble risk with him, but he's a very good defensive player against Zion. And the matchup against the Pelicans is just too great. Like defense, pace, it's in favor of the Raptors. So Siakam, he's someone that we've seen hit 60-plus DraftKings points in the past. There's still no Kawhi Leonard. They've got rid of Siakam, or not Siakam, Ibaka and Gasol. So there should be maybe more rebounding opportunities for Siakam. So there's a lot of upside with him. But John Collins, he's going to be the guy. With Clint Capella doubtful, he might start at center with Gallinari starting at the 4, and that's just more rebounding opportunities. With Capella in, that's going to eat into Collins, but now he's moving on to the center position against Wendell Carter, who's one of the worst defensive centers, undersized at rebounding. Collins should be able to get like a 20-10 game here. He's going to be probably pretty popular, but rightfully so. I really expect him to get nothing less than 40 DraftKings points. So he's going to be an absolute cash lock. Very good tournament play as well. And then Sabonis for 7,400 against the Knicks. He's just someone that's so consistent, like a 20-10 guy every game. Very good passer as well. Just there's some blowout risk, and with Pacers being fully healthy, there might be some type of limit with his ceiling, but still we know how talented he is. He's an all-star. And then LaMarcus Aldridge, 6,500 against the Grizzlies. He might play power forward or center. Probably the Grizzlies will start Valanciunas at center, so they'll match with Pirtle. But Aldridge, power forward, 6,500. He's not a center. He can get you that forward eligibility because there's a lot of good center plays. So you can play basically an extra center here. And Aldridge, he's unguardable when he's on. I know that can be said for a lot of players, but we've seen it. When his mid-range shot is going, he is just unguardable in the post. One of the best post players, very underrated, even though he is getting older, and 6,500 is too cheap for him in this matchup. Tobias Harris, 6,200, also just a matchup. Wizards, they should be able to remain somewhat competitive. It's going to allow Tobias Harris to get there. He's someone that will rebound well, and he's a scorer. He's way too cheap. He's way more talented than this price tag. Aaron Gordon, 6,100 against the Heat. Tough matchup, but he's someone that had a very good stretch of like 40, 50 DraftKings points in a row. And without Jonathan Isaac, he's going to be playing a lot more minutes at the 4. So it's going to be more rebounding opportunities. He's someone that's ultra athletic, going to have just a lot of points, rebounds, opportunities to go. So he definitely is a little too cheap. And Lauri Markkanen, 40, he's really cheap, 4,800. I keep on saying he's cheap, but that's what you got to look for here because it's a big slate, 13 games, and you got to look for the best value plays. So Lauri, he's someone that has a lot of tournament upside. He's not going to be good for cash. He's got a low ceiling, but 4,800 against the Hawks, if they start Gallinari at the 4, not a good defender that Markkanen is going to be matched up against. He's someone that can do it in the post and with the 3, pick and roll, pick and pop, Lauri Markkanen, very good upside. A very good chance that he gets over 30 DraftKings points at 4,800, which is going to be great. And PJ Washington, 4,200, another very good value play here. He's going to start at power forward, probably going to be against Larry Nance, someone who's very athletic, but his defense isn't, nothing to be scared of. And PJ Washington's someone that can do a little bit of everything as well. He's going to play a lot more minutes at the center, which is very nice for rebounding. Not the best matchup when he does if he's going to be against Drummond, but his three-point ability is going to be able to stretch that defense. It definitely makes sense for him to be out on the court a lot more to keep Drummond away from the basket. And someone who's going to be a starter power forward, get center minutes as well, play maybe around 30 minutes. That's just too cheap again at 4,200. And then Maxi Kleber, he's currently listed as probable, rather not questionable. And we've seen in the past last season with Porzingis being out, it's always Kleber who starts at the 4. So this matchup against Phoenix, probably going to be starting Jay Crowder. It's a good matchup for Kleber because he's not someone that relies on like one-on-one play. So Crowder's not going to be anything that you need to worry about. Kleber's always someone that can get you with points, rebounds, and some blocks. So he plays really good minutes, 30 plus. Probably not going to see like 36 because it is the first game and they're pretty healthy other than Porzingis. They have Dorian Finney-Smith, Cauley-Stein, Powell. Powell's a big piece here that they're going to be able to get healthy at the center position, but Kleber, 3,900 gets you some value with some real upside, but a low ceiling. Now on to center, Joel Embiid, 9,800. This is such a great matchup. I think I prefer Embiid over Cat Jokic for spend ups, but there is a little blowout risk, but hopefully the Wizards can keep it close. Just Embiid, he's just such a monster. If he's able to stay healthy, this is probably the second best center along with Jokic. So 9,800, he's got double upside, steals, blocks, great defender, 3-point ability. He's just amazing. Towns 9,700 against the Pistons, maybe some blowout risk, but Plumlee, you're not going to be worried about him. Okafor, nothing. Towns, hopefully, he's uh, okay with the state of mind. It's been a tough offseason for him. We know that, just what he's been going through. But Towns, he's still, one of the best talented offensive centers, probably number 3 in the league, and he's just someone that has 70-point upside. Jokic 9,600, also someone with like crazy upside against the Kings, which is a very good matchup as well. But I think that there's other plays that I would rather go to, like saving with Drummond 8K. This is someone that you guys know if you've been following me, that he's been someone that's helped me win a lot of money. So against the Hornets, Cody Zeller, just someone that he can eat alive 8K without Kevin Love, just so many more rebounding opportunities. Someone that gets a lot of defensive stats, Rozier, Ball, Graham, very turnover prone, just a lot of upside. Like he can really go out and get you like 60 plus. So I absolutely love Drummond. Probably gonna be um, one of my highest owned plays really. Center, so maybe it's gonna be Luka or Noel if he starts, but it's just excellent. I'd rather go with Drummond other than rather than paying up for the 9K guys. And then lower owned guys, DeAndre Ayton, 7,300. Great game environment. He's gonna be probably lower owned than he should be. Dallas centers, nothing to be worried about. Ayton, he's gonna probably have a good season. He's definitely a bounce back candidate, someone that we can see having a very good season with Chris Paul at point guard now. So I do like him. And again, it's just always about, for centers, it's gonna be rebounds, faster pace, higher scoring total. Probably going to be more rebounding opportunities for Aiden. Bam's fine, but I mean it is Orlando. They play good defense and they're slower paced. Valanciunas 7,100 is someone with very good upside as well. Nurkic, and then Rudy Gobert 6,800 against the Blazers. When Gobert plays Nurkic, they both are very good, and they're both just way too cheap. Gobert is like a double-double lock. No matter what you think of him, if he's overpaid or not, he's just very good. He's always going to get blocks. We know Lillard and McCollum are going to be driving down the lane. A lot of block opportunities, and he's just someone that basically is a lock for at least, 15 and 10. And so 6,800, he's way too cheap. He's got 50-point upside, and if you need someone that's in this range, Gobert's the guy. Excellent cash play. Cheaper, Christian Wood, he's 6,300 against OKC. Al Horford's a very good defensive center still. I think I do believe that because he just wasn't used right with Philly. Christian Wood, 6,300. I mean, it's tough to see him having crazy 30, 11-point games when he was on the Pistons because of Harden and John Wall, and then Cousins also being center. But this guy is very productive still. He's not gonna just be total trash because he's on a different team. He's still very good. 6,300 is very good of a price tag. But again, it's just Gobert. I think I like him a little bit more, and Drummond. Just center position is very stacked. And then Al Horford, 6K. He's got upside. Like Christian Wood is nothing to be scared about, and he can play power forward. That's a big plus. And it's going to be SGA, Horford. If this game's going to be close, Horford's going to definitely need to play a big role in it. And I think that that's something that is very important for tournaments. If you're going to be playing Harden, Wall, you definitely want a piece of OKC because OKC needs SGA or Horford to have a good game for this game to stay close, which allows Harden to have that monster upside game. So I think if I'm playing Harden, I'm going to have a rule set where I have at least one of SGA or Horford. And then for value, Wendell Carter, 40. He's 4,400. John Collins, I love him, but he's not a good defensive center right now. And Carter's someone that is expected to be improved with Billy Donovan as the coach now. He's gonna get pretty solid, like at least high 20s in minutes. And they've said in the past that they want Carter to play more of a role. They don't want him just standing around the basket. They want him, he can shoot a little bit. He can pass. They know that he's very versatile and they want to use him in that way. So there's definitely upside with the Hawks being a center. There's going to be a lot of pick and rolls we know with Trae Young. Get his hands in a passing lane, get some steals, blocks, can easily pay off this price tag. And then Nerlens Noel, going to be the best value play if he's going to start because 3,600 for a very productive player in Noel. Miles Turner is a very tough match, a very good defensive center, but still, you're as productive as Noel is. You're a center that's going to be able to play at least half the game. You're just way too cheap at 3,600. So overall, the best set on this slate is going to be Luka for me, Drummond, and then power forward is going to be John Collins. I really like the Raptors side, so if you can get to it, Van Vliet. I just rather prefer to play Collins and Drummond. If you want making multiple lineups, definitely pay down for center. Go to like Gobert, Wendell Carter, Nerlens Noel, and then pay up a little bit for the other positions because I think Drummond and Collins, Luka are going to be very chalky, but they're really just going to be the best plays on the slate. So looking for value, Noel for sure. And then I really do like PJ Washington as a run back. So I think he definitely makes a whole lot of sense. Um, Other guys that I mentioned, I think, you maybe want Laurie or Wendell. So in this case, I think you got to go with Laurie because your center spots are just clogged up. But for this, I'll go with PJ Washington because I think he has a lot of upside. So for 5 of the best plays, I'm going to go with Luka, Collins, Drummond, PJ, Noel. But I do feel very confident about these 4 guys in particular, with probably Drummond being the best play on the slate. So I do have my Twitter at Boffles linked in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, gonna have to update a lot with just how big of a slate this is. So make sure that you stay up to date with the news, follow Fantasy Labs, all of that. Just make sure that you're up to date. You have time to make all of the changes to your lineups that you need to be set up for success. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like before you go and leave any comments if you have any questions about the slate. And you can also DM me, find me on Twitter. So good luck on the slate, and I will see you in the next video for Christmas. Happy holidays, and bye.